The Detroit Pistons season definitely has been one for the record books for all the wrong reasons. The Detroit Pistons squad is definitely not looking too hot at the moment, although they definitely have some interesting players going forward, such as Cade, Cunningham, Jalen, Duren, Jalen Ivey, and Asar Thompson should be pretty good in the future, and hopefully this Detroit Pistons roster is definitely playing a lot better in the future. But that's not why we're here today, because we're not doing a rebuild. We're trying to win the championship this season. Because as you can see by today's video title and what you're looking at on screen right now, I decided to put Larry Bird on today's Detroit Pistons roster to save their season. Hopefully, by putting Larry Bird on this roster, things can go pretty well for the Detroit Pistons, and hopefully they can win an NBA championship. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's get into the video and let's get started. Now, obviously, small forward is definitely a position that they do need. Now, I'm going to have Bogdanovich is going to be starting at the 4 this year. Asar Thompson's going to be coming off the bench, because as much as Asar Thompson is a solid player and everything, like the shooting definitely isn't there. Hopefully, he can be able to become a solid 3-point shooter in his future. Obviously, the perimeter defense, the rebounding is very, very good for him. But obviously, he is no comparison to Larry Bird. Larry Bird is one of the best players of all time. So, obviously, he can sit on the bench while Larry Bird starts, plays as many of the men's. So let me show you the rotation before we kick into things. I want to see how we are lining up this possible season. And at the 1, of course, we have Cade, Cunningham, Jalen Ivey is going to be starting at the 2. Larry Bird, of course, the main goal of this video is to see how well he can carry this team. He's going to be starting at the 3, Bogdanovich at the 4, and Jalen Duren at the 5. Not the bench, we're going to have Isaiah Stewart, Asar Thompson, Monte Morris, and Alec Burks. So let's see how this Detroit Pistons roster can win. Let's see how many games that they can win this year. Hopefully they can win a good amount of games with Larry Legend on the squad. I'll update you guys at the All-Star break, see how things are going at that point, and hopefully things are going well for the Detroit Pistons squad. I'll see you guys at that point. So we are here at the All-Star break, and of course we end up with Larry Bird on the squad. It would be pretty shocking if he wasn't on the squad. Every other All-Star looks like they are very deserving of that shot. Sabonis, I do think Sabonis should have been All-Star over Cat, Sengun, all that issue. But we'll talk about that in a different video. At this point in the season here, we're 29-21, so obviously we're not doing too hot, I'd say, because we're 9 games back behind the Philadelphia 76ers for the first seed out in the Eastern Conference. Now, are we doing okay by, the standards of comparing them to what the Pistons roster is in real life? Yeah, of course we're doing okay because we're the 5th seed out in the Eastern Conference. We're 19-8 at home, 10-13 on the road. We are on a 4-game winning streak, though, so that is something to ride home happy about. Hopefully we continue this success and maybe go a little bit better in the second half of the season. I'll update you guys at the end of the year with all the awards and all the statistics. Hopefully we can launch ourselves into the playoffs, and hopefully we can make a deep postseason run. We just got to make the postseason first, but worry about making a deep postseason championship run afterwards. I'll see you guys at the end of the season. Hopefully Larry Bird can carry us. And at the end of the season, Luka is your MVP, averaging 37 a game that year. Wow. Victor is your rookie of the year. We got CP3, 6-man for the Mavs. That's interesting. I don't know how he ended up there. Victor, also defensive player of the year. Jalen Johnson as your most improved. We do end up with Larry Legend on the All-NBA first team. Shout out Larry Bird. Obviously, that's great for us. I don't think that any of the other players on our roster is going to be on one of these teams, which makes sense, obviously. But that is still okay, because let's check out these stats first before we get into the record. At the end of the season here, Larry Bird led the way in scoring for us. He averaged 25 points, 9 rebounds, and 9 assists as well. So he was doing an all-around effort for us this year. Cade Cunningham averaged 20 points. He had 5 assists a game as well. Bogdanovich averaged 15 points a game for us. Ivy had 11. Jalen Duren had 11 and 11 this year. So shout out Jalen Duren. 10 points for Stewart off the bench with 7 boards. Alec Burks also had 9 points. And Asar Thompson had 8 points and 7 rebounds a game. He also averaged a block game as well. And at the end of the season here, we're still in the same spot. We were the 5th seed out in the Eastern Conference, going 47-35. So obviously, there's still nothing to complain about, considering how things are going for the Pistons in real life. And you look at this right now, I think you'd be happy with 47-35 record. I mean, there's nothing to complain about that. We were 31-10 at home, which is absolutely incredible, but on the road we were only 16-25. So that is definitely something that's going to be playing a factor for us here in the playoffs, and hopefully we can get over that hump on the road in the playoffs. So in the first round of the playoffs, we're going to be taking on the Chicago Bulls. Let's see what their roster is looking like. It's the exact same thing in real life. I don't know why Kobe White's coming off the bench. Oh, they got Lonzo playing. Luke Kennard is on that team too. Looks like, is Vooch still here? No, they traded Kennard for Vucevic, it looks like. That's an interesting trade. Either way, let's see how this goes. Hopefully, we can at least beat the Chicago Bulls in the first round. And in game 1, we do take game 1. Zach LaVine drops 26 for them, but Larry Bird with 41 points also had 6 steals in game 1 and game 2. We do take a game 2. Big game for the Bulls there. Larry Bird with a triple-double, 24, 13, and 13. Cade also had 31 points in that one. Let's see if we can go to game 3. We do. We're up 3-0. Larry Bird, look at that stat line. 22, 18, 14, 5. I mean, he's really got to do it all and you think about it. But Isaiah Stewart averaged 30 points. He only missed one shot that game. And we ended up clean sweeping the Bulls in the first round. Wow, that's exactly what you want. So let's see what happens. And we're going to be taking on the Philadelphia 76ers in the second round. So it's definitely much more challenging of a matchup. They still got the same squad. They got Clint Capella, though, coming off the bench. That is interesting. How'd they get Clint Capella? Who knows? Anyways, so we're gonna lose game 1, I should say, by 5 points. Maxey drops 33, but it's too much for this Detroit Pistons squad. And in game number 2, we also lose 139-95, an absolute blowout. Things are not looking good for this Detroit Pistons roster. In game number 3, however, we do win that one. Larry Bird with 34 points in this one, taking on the Sixers. We do win game 4, so we're right back in this. Larry Bird with incredible performance. He had 7 turnovers. It didn't really matter. 34 points for Cade as well. Also, I hate on 2K, when they play these guys for 1 minute. Like, what? What's the point of that? What is the absolute point? Anyways, it's 2-2 series here. Let's see how things are going to go. We do lose in game number 5. Embiid making sure that the Sixers are going to go on to the next round. 44-13 from him. And here we are. We are on the brink of elimination, and we are eliminated. The Detroit Pistons have been eliminated in the second round by the Philadelphia 76ers. That definitely does suck. But what are you going to do about it? So let's simulate the playoffs first before we talk about this season. It's going to be the Nuggets and the Knicks in the NBA Finals, and the Knicks are winning. However, Jokic is still the Finals MVP. Either way, I hope you all enjoyed the video. Looks like even if you do add Larry Bird onto this Detroit Pistons squad, things are not going to be winning the championship, I should say. But, it's still a pretty good season. They still made it to the second round. They took 2 games from the Philadelphia 76ers, so I guess you could say it's a win in that book. However, obviously the main goal of winning an NBA championship, things did not work out in the end with that, unfortunately. Either way, I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you want me to do this with any other players, putting them on these kinds of teams that have been struggling this year, feel free to know any suggestions down in the comment section below. If not, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.